Yes, and here we go. Mic check, mic check. Ernesto. Predictions in the chat, predictions in the chat. Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is qualifying ahead of the 2022 Monaco Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, get yourself subscribed because I am live for every single qualifying and race from the Formula 1 World Championship, and this is the jewel in the crown. We're at Monaco and this is the most crucial qualifying session of the Formula 1 calendar. If you get pole in Monaco, you're likely to go on and win. This is a big one. This is a big one. And I'm changing, forget my predictions. If you saw the preview show, forget it. That is thrown out. It's in the bin. Perez pole. I'm going Perez pole. I had the Mercedes up there, man, but watching practice yesterday, seeing practice this morning, Mercedes will be fifth at best. They're not quite as competitive as I'd love them to be, not quite as competitive as what I thought they would be, you know, especially coming off the back of Spain. I thought, right, Mercedes are going to be on it, on the pace, in the fight with Red Bull and Ferrari right at the front. Unfortunately, it doesn't look quite that good, so I'm gonna have to put those predictions in the bin and start fresh. So yeah, Perez pole for me. What are we saying? The leads. How are we doing? Yes, tax. Ernesto, Ryan Tune, welcome in, bro. Chris Poundcoin, yes, welcome in, lad. Perez for pole, tax. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yes, that is what we've got on the agenda. So 1 hour of qualifying in Monaco, and this is what it's all about in Monaco. You know, qualifying's where it's at in Monaco, because the Monaco Grand Prix is never going to give you 1,000 overtakes. You know, you're not going to get me screaming and shouting tomorrow going, and he's side by side for the lead. I mean, that would be amazing, and bring it on, especially if we have some rain. If we have some rain, then anything can happen. All bets are off. But usually Monaco is more of like a game of chess. You've got to take your enjoyment in a different way. I think of it this way: it's the drivers versus the circuit rather than the drivers versus each other. It's more of keeping out of the barriers, more about focus, concentration, keeping the car out of the wall, keeping it clean for 78 laps, having your team with a great strategy as well, because we've seen in the past, like Ricciardo, his tyres weren't ready a few years ago, he loses the race and can't get the lead back. You know, it's so narrow around these streets. If you can get into turn 1 first, you've halfway done it. If you can qualify pole today, you've halfway done it. So this is why the emphasis on qualifying today is massive, and seeing the cars on the, arguably this is the greatest spectacle of the weekend in Monaco, is the qualifying. Seeing the cars absolutely balls to the wall, on the limit, millimeters from the barriers, is what it's all about. You know, this is where they push it. You know, we've seen in FP1, FP2, they've been slowly getting up to the limit. You know, we've seen Daniel Ricciardo bin it yesterday in FP2. Fortunately, no real incidents in Friday practice 3 a couple of hours ago. Lance Stroll did clip the wall on the exit of the swimming pool chicane, but that was about it. Usually we see a couple of guys wrap it up in Saturday practice, just because they're getting right up to close to that very limit of what you can do around Monaco, right up against the barriers. But no, everyone kept it out of the wall, and we're in for quali. Let's get tunes on it, lad. Oh, here we go. We're 5 minutes out from quali now. This is when the hype really starts now. Qualifying in Monaco, man. This is a big part of the Formula One season. Don't get anybody wrong. Anyone who's like, oh, Monaco, yawn fest, Monaco, blah 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 blah, boring. Get it off the calendar, all that. Nah, forget it, man. This is a jewel in the crown. Monaco qualifying is a different beast, man. It's a different beast. You know, if you're in a car that isn't necessarily in the championship fight or isn't necessarily one of the fastest 2 or 3 cars, you can still pull a madness off. These drivers can still pull a madness off. You can outperform your car in Monaco. You can drag it around. You can do something magic in Monaco, and I would love to see that. I would love to see Mercedes fighting it up at the front. Can Norris do something? We've seen Gasly rapid in practice a couple of hours ago. Can Gasly upset the big guns, get in amongst it? I'd love to see it. But yeah, quali in Monaco is what it's all about. Thinking Perez as well, Ernesto. Yeah, Perez is the one for me. He was looking. I think it's probably going to be between Perez and Leclerc, but you can't write out Max Verstappen in the preview show there, in the build-up show then on Sky. They're talking about Max Verstappen not being in, like, they're counting Verstappen out, and I'm sat there going, nah, you can't count Max Verstappen out. You know, he's the reigning world champion. He's 3 wins on the bounce. You know, yeah, he's only had 1 pole position this season, but listen, Max can pull together a perfect lap in Q3 and bang it on pole. Don't count him out, man. And you know, don't count out Carlos Sainz either. You know, obviously he's had a tough start to this season. He's had a couple of good results, couple of terrible results, couple of incidents that weren't his fault. You know, Carlos Sainz really needs to get his season up and running properly. But your money's on either Charles Leclerc, probably favourite going into quali. But I do fancy Sergio Perez to maybe pull something out of the bag. And you know, is he a little bit miffed with the team orders in Spain as well? Is he out to prove a point, Sergio Perez, today? You know, you look at Spain. I was saying it in the commentary last week. You know, in Spain, he was asked to move out of the way for his teammate Max Verstappen in round 6. You know, like I was saying last week, it's fine to have team orders in round 19, round 20. Yeah, get out of the way for your teammate if he's in the championship fight and you're not. But not in round 6. So telling Perez to get out of the way with, you know, 15, 16 races to go, it's not great. And so Perez might be out to prove a point today. That, you know, Perez might be out to show the team and show everybody, listen, I'm not going to roll over. I'm not your number 2 driver. I am going for the championship myself. And he's got every right to. Look, as we see the Drivers' Championship points there, I've got them on the screen as well. You know, Verstappen on 110, Perez on 85. You know, he's not out of it. What's that? You know, he's 25 points off the pace. You know, he's not a million miles away. 35 points it might be. But yeah, you know, he's not a million miles off it. So you can't be introducing team orders in round 6, man. And I hope that he bangs it on pole and wins it. And then he show the team, listen, guys, I'm in with a shot here as well. You can't put all your eggs in the Max Verstappen basket and leave me out in the cold. And I hope he does prove a point today. But he'll have to beat Charles Leclerc at home, and you know he's got to be the bookie's favourite. Charles Leclerc in his own backyard, mate. He's looking quick, and we are almost underway for Q1 then. Leclerc take pole in his home race, Martin. Yeah, drop a like, guys. Yeah. Please show your support, guys, by dropping a like on the stream, because listen, it helps YouTube notice me and get me out there. So any kind of interaction from you guys is obviously greatly appreciated. to get the channel growing. Like I say at the beginning of the video, if you are a Formula 1 fan, listen, get yourself subscribed, because I'm live for every quali and race, and listen, I give it the full beans. I give it the full Murray Walker treatment. There ain't many. There ain't many giving it full Murray Walker commentary in the Grand Prix. So, listen, I'm a different breed when it comes to Formula 1. I'm a different breed. Can Hamilton get top 6 tomorrow? I think that's got to be his target. Yeah, top 6 is probably as good as he can hope for. Top 5. Probably about where the Mercedes is. I think to get any higher than that, they've got to rely on a bit of chaos at the front. We've got to rely on a DNF from a Ferrari or a Red Bull, I think, to punch into that top 4 to get a podium. Russell getting a podium last time out, partly due to science spinning off and things have to go your way if you haven't quite got the car. And I was kind of hoping for a bit more than that from Mercedes this weekend. I was kind of hoping they were fully in the fight. You never know. They can pull it out of the bag here now. Maybe they were running. Maybe, I'm thinking positively here, but maybe they were running with the engines turned down a bit. Maybe they weren't going full guns in practice, and now they're going to pull it out of the bag and show that they are back and they are in the fight. But I don't know. I don't know about that. But you know me, I love an upset. I love an underdog. Bring it on. Bring on Pierre Gasly doing something special as well, or Valtteri Bottas or Lando Norris. He was looking good yesterday. Don't think he did much this morning in terms of times. I think they were like 7th and 9th, McLaren. But I'm up for an underdog upsetting the thing. Let me get the timings up. Just remembered I've not got that on. And also, the other thing, why is that fully reset? I had that set up. Alright, wait there, sorry guys. I did have that set up for live timing, but it's obviously refreshed itself whilst I've been rambling on. Well, that'll come on in a minute. There we go. Get the live timings on for you. That's that. I'll also get the green flag because we are underway in Q1. Green flag is on. And yeah, everyone's out there. So, here we go for Q1 then. First session. All this is about is not being in the bottom 5. If you don't know how qualifying works, it's in 3 sections: Q1, Q2, Q3. And this is all about not being in the bottom 5, getting through to Q2, and then if you are on it and if you are rapid, getting through to Q3 in the pole position shootout later on. But Norris the first one on a push lap then, but Hamilton now beats that, goes quickest on a 15.3. Everyone just getting the first initial banker lap in then. I need to go to bed. Yes, Justin, how are we doing, bro? Yeah, Hamilton getting top 6. What was the time say before? Got Leclerc to win, Max podium, Hamilton top 6, Perez in the points. Yeah, not bad that. Leclerc to win, yeah. It's not an outrageous prediction, Leclerc to win. I said Hamilton win on Thursday. Forget it. Forget it. Mind you, that was before any practice sessions, you know what I mean? Maybe you should do the predictions like on a Friday night instead of a Thursday night. Probably, a bit more realistic. You're fully getting in the dark, aren't you, on a Thursday doing your predictions? But, one of them. On board with Charles Leclerc. I always say Charles Leclerc, me. Flipping Charles Leclerc. Mate, Charles Leclerc for me every day of the week. Round Portier then, through the tunnel. Is this the first properly quick lap then? We've got Verstappen on a 14.2 and Perez only 74 thousandths of a second slower than that. Hamilton already a second off the pace in third. I would fancy Leclerc to split that gap at least. Oh, look at that over the swimming pool chicane. Right, left, that's where he crashed in qualifying last year, of course. Round the final couple of corners. And Raskas, look at the traffic on the inside. Don't get in his way, fortunately. Round Anthony Nogues, the final corner to the line. Gasly pops up into P4, by the way. Leclerc crossed the line, P3. And he does split that gap, like I was just saying. But yeah, half second adrift early on. And Kevin Magnussen goes quicker than that. So Leclerc obviously didn't get it all hooked up there. Because Kevin Magnussen's popped up into P3. And Alexander Albon P5 in the Williams. Stop the count. Epic. Nah, we're still. These are just the opening. These are just the opening sparring sessions. These. You know, this isn't the absolute driller. Alonso P1. Yes, go one, lad. Alonso and Norris on a 40-1. Alonso from Norris. Yeah. Let's have it. What are we saying, guys? Yeah. Motorsport manners. I have a feeling Verstappen going to pull it off. You could do. You can never write him out, Ernesto. You can never write him out. It's saying it's chocolate. Welcome in, Matty. How we doing, bro? Welcome in for qualifying. 11 minutes to go in this Q1 session then. Perez pops up quickest, and now Verstappen makes it a Red Bull 1-2 early on in Q1, and Sainz immediately split. Exactly the same time. Perez and Sainz with exactly the same time of a 113.292 within a thousandth of a second. They are identical. This is fantastic in terms of how competitive it is between Red Bull and Ferrari this season. It's fantastic, man. Who knows about the Jerez 1996? I think, was it Jerez 1996? Who knows about Jerez 1996? Yeah, 3 drivers tied for pole. I think it was 96, was it? No, 97. Is it Jerez 97? I'm changing it. Jerez 97. 3 drivers tied for pole position. All within all exactly identical times. All 3 of them pole position. I think it was... what was it? Schumacher, Villeneuve, and Hill, was it? I think that's a raw guess, that. But I think Schumacher, Villeneuve, and Hill all identical times for pole position. If we see that again today, mega. Then you're thinking, right, so who gets pole position if they set exactly the same time? Yeah, man who sets it first gets the pole. But if the fact I'm even talking about that means that this is so close, man. But it's early days in Q1, you know. Once they're fully on the limit, you know. But yeah, Leclerc pops up into P1 then. 3.5 tenths quicker than Perez and Sainz. Both Alpines 6th and 7th of the minute. Great start to qualifying for them. As Alonso pops up into P4, man. Alonso out of nowhere, looking rapid. I mean, where was he in practice 1, practice 2, practice 3? Alonso. I don't know if I've ever even seen him on camera, ever mentioned him, never noted that Alonso was doing particularly well. But here he is in qualifying when the laps really do count. And he's looking good, man. Did you hear the stuff with Ricciardo and the team radio? Yeah, it was weird that. It was weird that when Ricciardo, he's just crossing the line now, goes P9, Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, it was weird team radio. Daniel Ricciardo crashed yesterday in practice 2. And the first message to him was, is the car alright? Rather than, are you alright? You know, if you've had a big crash, And it was a fairly big crash, you know. I'm not saying it was like a huge, you know, horrendous incident, but it was a fairly big, you know, fairly big whack. And they comes on the team radio, is the car all right? And he's like, I think his reply was, I'm all right. Like, get your priorities. You know what I mean? Get your priorities straight, innit? But no, it's just a mistake. Listen, it's a nothing. It is. It's just a mistake from the from his race engineer to mention the car before the driver. But there you go. Leclerc quickest then at the moment in Q1. 7 minutes to go, so we're already more than halfway through the session already. Leclerc on a 1 minute 12.9. Are we updating live? Yeah, we're the time screens are updating. We're firing on all cylinders here on the Motorsport Madman channel. Leclerc from Verstappen, Perez third, then Sainz fourth. Alonso still in the top five. Gasly, who was looking quick in practice, still looking quick then in quali. Hamilton pops up into P6, a 13.4, half a second off Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari and Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Leclerc looks like he's going to improve his time then, yes, and he goes up to a 12.5. Charles Leclerc looking good, and Sainz sticks right with him then. Sainz crosses the line 47 thousandths of a second slower than his Ferrari teammate, so Ferrari looking very strong. Verstappen now third, 4 tenths off the pace. Perez then pushed down to fourth. As we cut to Perez going round 48 through the tunnel then, and burst into the sunlight down to the Nouvelle chicane, so close to the barrier there on the inside. I'm surprised that no one ever clips that inside barrier. Round to back then, flat out through the swimming pool chicane, round the last two corners, the outside front wheel almost bouncing off the ground through Rascasse, then out of the Anthony Noakes corner and across the line for Sergio Perez. Improves but stays fourth. Ferrari with the early advantage then in qualifying, looking like 4 tenths of a second quicker than the Red Bull at the minute. Cut to Mick Schumacher. Go on, you know my boy Mick Schumacher, even though I'm wearing number 20 Kevin Magnussen today, but repping Haas because I love an underdog. And Schumacher and Magnussen are among my favourite drivers, so we rep Haas. Love an underdog. And Mick Schumacher then pops up into P7, so get in. Schumi, of course, Mick Schumacher, the son of the great Michael Schumacher, needs to get some points this weekend. Alonso. And then Magnussen pops up into P5. You know what? I tell you what. I think P5 is seriously up for grabs for anybody this weekend. Yeah, it might be the Ferraris and Red Bulls might have the top 4 positions locked off. But listen, P5's anybody's. You know, you could have one of like 10, 12 drivers bagging a P5 here on the grid. Wow, that was close. The marshal pretty much put that white. The marshal pretty much waved that white flag in Lance Stroll's face. Then what's that about? But yeah, like saying, fifth place is massively up for grabs. Can it be Hamilton, Alonso, Magnussen, you know, Gasly, Norris, Russell, Ocon? Like pretty much anyone within reason, you know. Latifi will have a job on his hands, you know. But anyone within reason, he's gunning for a P5 today. Top 4 might be locked off, but yeah, that's where it's at. How are we doing? Aways is in. Yes, Aways. How are we doing, bro? AWAS in the ting. Yeah, I'm not surprised you're a Real Madrid fan tonight, lad. I tell you, I'm a bit of a Real Madrid fan tonight as well, bro. Hey, aways, we're finally on the same wavelength, lad. We're both Real Madrid fans tonight. we're, hey, me and you, we're finally on the same little driller. We can agree on something, football-wise. But that comes tonight. This is right now. Valtteri Bottas pops up into P9, and we've only got 2.5 minutes left in Q1. And Russell then pops up into P3. Oh, red flag. What's happened? What for? Red flag, guys. I don't know why. Maybe it's debris. I don't know what's happened, but we'll put the red flag graphic on. It's a red flag, but we're not cut to any kind of incident yet. We don't know why. Sonoda team radio. Is Sonoda crash? Why are we not cut into it? Is it particularly bad? We're not seeing it, but I think by the sounds of it, Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri is in the wall. We're not seeing the incident, which is strange. Well, what? Right, so no, he's not fully in the wall then. Maybe he's tagged the wall, but he's back in the pits. So he's not had a, he's not had a big accident, Yuki Tsunoda. I was worried there for a few seconds thinking as he had a massive smash. But he's not. We've seen a replay now then. He's out of the tunnel, down the hill into the Nouvelle chicane. Oh, he's clipped the... It's exactly what I said. Rewind 2 minutes. I said I'm surprised they don't hit that barrier on the inside of the Anthony Nogues hit the barrier on the inside of the Nouvelle chicane. That's exactly what he's done. So he's given himself a puncture then. But why have they done that? Maybe, and it is exactly what I said. He's hit that inside barrier at the Nouvelle chicane. But the thing is, I don't understand why that warrants a red flag unless it has damage to... Oh wow, look at that. He smashed the rim to bits. I know that. He smashed that wheel rim. But no, for a second I was thinking, has he had a massive incident here? They're not showing it. But I don't know why they've red flagged that. That seems a bit keen, that. Maybe they saw Tsunoda going around slowly with a puncture and just went press the emergency driller, bang, emergency. Like Among Us, bang, red flag. Seems a bit keen, that, to me. Hitting the red flag button. But that's what they've done. But it'll resume in a minute anyway, 4:20 local time. So resumes in 2 minutes anyway. But bit of a weird one, that. Surely it just warrants like a double yellow... Well, not even a double, it just like a yellow flag. It might be a mistake by the marshal who's got a red flag out. He's got the wrong colour out, mate. I think it's a mistake from one of the marshals. Maybe he's meant to grab... Maybe he's seen Tsunoda hit the barrier and carry on with a puncture, and he's rooting around which flag. And he's panicked. Got the red flag out. Cancel the session. Call it off. And it's like, bro, chill. Like, it's not a red flag situation, guy. You know what I mean? It's not a red flag situation. And they were just clarifying the rules then. So if one marshal, listen, if a marshal gets a red flag waving on the circuit, they immediately throw a red flag for the entire thing. And that's what's happened. The marshal's just... I don't know, maybe he was stood close to where... I would imagine, maybe he stood close to where Tsunoda clipped the barrier and he's gone, whoa, he's hit the barrier, whoa, red flag. He's exaggerated that. It's definitely a bit of a slip up there. But the thing is, they've red flagged the session, right? They're going to get it back underway. Red flagging it basically just means... Basically what it is they've hit pause. They've hit pause on it, on the driller. So it's counting down from 18 minutes. And if it paused with 2 minutes 20 seconds to go, which is just enough time, and it's now just resumed, so I'll get that red flag thing off. So we're now just resumed, we're back under green flag conditions, and it's just enough time for everyone to get round and do one more lap to escape the drop, to escape being knocked out immediately. Look at the traffic jam coming out. That's an expensive traffic jam, that coming out of the pit lane exit. 200 million quid's worth of Formula 1 cars queuing up to they've got to hurry up. We're now at 1 minute 30. These guys are not going to get round. And the thing is, now we switch our attention to the bottom 5, which is Ricciardo 16th, Ocon 17th, Latifi 18th, Tsunoda, who made the mistake and clipped the wall, 19th, and Zhou Guan Yu P20, and not even out of the pits. Well, he is now. He's not going to make it. Half of these guys are not going to make it. Cucurella from Brighton aways. Yeah, that'd be a decent signing. Ricciardo can't go out in Q1. He just can't. He might, lad. He might. Although he is towards the end of the lap. He'll get another lap in. He'll get one more go, Tax. He'll get one more go. Daniel Ricciardo. Oi. 40 seconds to go then in Q1. We're following Albon round, but listen, he's up there in P11. He's doing all right. Is Alexander Albon, and that Williams seems to have less and less paint on it every single weekend. They're just by the middle of the season, Williams are just going to be running a raw carbon fibre car. Just raw carbon fibre. There's less and less blue on that car every single weekend. Down to Nouvelle chicane then for Alexander Albon. Looks absolutely on it. Checker flags out then. So, if you haven't started your lap, you're done. Look at them crossing the line. They're all done. Hamilton 8th best. Bottas 10th. The thing is, this is about just getting through though. So, it's just about not being in the bottom 5. Like Ricciardo, Ocon, Latifi and Tsunoda and Zhou. They're the guys in serious trouble. Alexander Albon crosses the line then. I think he improves but stays 11th. That might be good enough. Might be. It is good enough. Latifi's out in 18th. Zhou Guan Yu's also out. Vettel pops up into P7. So he's safe. Where are the McLarens? The McLarens are coming around the final couple of corners now. This is critical. Here comes Lando Norris to the line then. He's right on the bubble. Boom. Pops up into P4. And yeah, fastest of anyone in the final sector, Lando Norris. And Ricciardo safe. Ricciardo up to P9. Stroll now in trouble. Stroll, Ocon and Tsunoda. Ocon goes P4. Wow. Tsunoda goes P9. So it is Alexander Albon. I was saying I think he's safe. He's not. That's it then. Albon, Gasly out. That's the big shock. Pierre Gasly, who was P5 in practice a couple of hours ago, I think, knocked out in Q1. Pierre Gasly, the big cheese, knocked out then. The big name, yeah. The big loser, like Martin Brundle's saying now. The big loser is Pierre Gasly down there in P17. Knocked out then Alexander Albon 16th. Gasly 17th. Stroll not very happy there on team radio, giving it a good old rage. Giving it a rage quit. Lance Stroll in 18th for Aston Martin. Nicholas Latifi 19th and Zhou Guan Yu 20th and last. Pierre Gasly. Why? Maybe got traffic issues, but by the end of the session then, Ocon and Norris have pulled an absolute rabbit out of the hat there. P4 and 5 in the end. Magnussen was top 8. Ricciardo survived then in 11th. Hamilton was down there in 13th, man. By the end of the session, Lewis was on a bit of a nervous one. Hello, Farhan. How we doing? Bro? You join us just at the end of Q1. We're getting underway for Q2 in probably about 3-4 minutes. Bottom 5 have been knocked out then. Albon, Gasly, Stroll, Latifi and Zhou and Guan Yu Zhou all out. No, it's not Guan Yu Zhou, it's Zhou Guan Yu. Zhou Guan Yu. Get it right. Get it right, Rob. Oh yeah, Hamilton ended up in 13th in that session. But I think Russell was up there. Russell was up there in P3. So, you know, Russell popped in a quick time then towards the end of the session. You know, the thing is, when Ferrari really turn up the wick and Red Bull really turn up the wick, and you know, engines on full whack, and the drivers are giving it absolutely everything. Are Mercedes still going to be able to compete with that? Are Mercedes still going to be able to compete with the Charles Leclerc going absolutely balls to the wall in Q3? I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Like I was saying last weekend, I'd love to see 6 cars in the fight for pole, 6 cars in the fight for the win. And we could have seen that. We could have seen that last week. We could have seen that. For one reason or another we didn't, but we could have. Yes, Jordan, how are we doing? Lewis was sweating. Yeah, he was sweating down in P13 then. Nearly bottled it, Matty. Yeah, he did. He nearly bottled it, lad. But no, lives on. Lives to tell the tale and compete in Q2 in a few minutes' time. Was it Stroll who just screamed down the mic? Yeah. Stroll on a rage one then. Maybe got held up in traffic, you know, maybe, you know, because traffic in Q1 is a big deal, man. They're all trying to find a gap. They were running out of time as well at the end of the session. They were all running out of time, trying to find a gap to get a lap in, and maybe they just timed it wrong, got held up, and was just absolutely fuming. Or maybe he just made a mistake on his lap. Either way, he's out. 18th for Lance Stroll. Not happy. But the biggest loss there is definitely Pierre Gasly. He was looking rapid in practice. I think he was 5th. He'll be fuming as well. David scheduled a stream on crypto, lads. It's because Farhan, it's because I think his channel's been slung on it. You think that channel's been it's been done for deception, lad. He's been done for deception. So he's like, so I think he's diffing about. I think he was on Facebook for a bit, then he's on Twitch. Then he's like, oh, where can I go? You're dipping about. I'll let him on here, innit? I'll give him the link. Come on here with me. Oh, funny, man. Is he still going? And we need a welfare check, don't we? Is he still going or what? Is he still going far on or what? We need a welfare check on that guy. He fall asleep. He faded, yeah, mate. Potentially, Jordan, yeah, potentially, lad. It's a potential delete thing. Because he was what? I shouldn't really be rambling on about this. There could be other people thinking, what's he on about? But I think he was he was playing videos, wasn't he, from like live DJ sets, and he was playing the videos slung. Then they let him back on 3 minutes later, don't they? give him a second chance, still playing like Tiesto live. So they sling him again, but then it's like full delete. Then it's like this stream has been removed for deception, scam and all that. So I was like, nah, bro. Anyway, that's a different driller. We're on Monaco qualifying and we're about to get underway for Q2. And this is where it starts getting tasty, because this is the race to get into the top 10 pole position shootout. You don't want to get knocked out here, because it will be a long afternoon tomorrow if you're at the bottom half of the grid. I tell you that. Sleeping. Yeah, he woke back up, didn't he, Ernesto? He woke back up, but we were gone. But yeah, Q2 then. This is all about getting through to that final pole position shootout. You don't want to be... This is about finding out 11th through 15th. Bottom 5 already out, and their grid positions are set. Here we go then. First one on the flying lap is Max Verstappen. Whoa, he takes a lot of that inside curb. Turn 1. Yeah, round Casino, almost four-wheel drifting it there. Round, look at that, round Mirabeau, the flipping front of the car, the outside unloaded tyre almost bobbing up and down on the tarmac there. I've noticed that a few times this weekend. The front suspension must be so stiffly sprung round here. Through the tunnel then. Down into Nouvelle chicane then for Max Verstappen. Oh yeah, he's on it, so close to the barriers. Round to back then, drop a couple of gears, throw it in, right up against the barrier on the outside, flat out over the two curbs of the swimming pool chicane, into the final two corners then of Raskas. Round Anthony Nogues. Right up against the barrier again on the left hand side and to the line. Nice lap from Max Verstappen, reigning world champion. Can he take pole position here in Monaco? He's only had one pole position this year. Leclerc bagging the rest of them, I think. Well, no, Perez got a pole. Perez got a pole in Saudi Arabia, didn't he? Yeah. Well, Leclerc's got all the others. And Verstappen got pole in, was it Imola? But don't write him out. You know, Leclerc might be looking rapid, but never write Verstappen out of it. Here comes Leclerc to the line then. Perez quickest at the minute then, early on in Q2. I've got Perez for pole. I said at the beginning, my predictions are in the bin. I've changed it all. I've gone Perez pole. And I hope he gets it as well. Just to show Red Bull, I'm not a number 2 driver. I'm in this fight as well this year. Go on, Sergio, lad. Ricciardo pops up into P8 then. Not everyone's set a lap time so far. But look at the gap at the front again. Look at the gap between the top 3. Perez, Sainz, Leclerc. Separated by 33 thousandths of a second. I can't emphasize how much of a golden ticket that is, because I've been watching this for nearly 20 years, and the amount of seasons that you get where you have one car dominating the field, it's like 8 times out of 10 seasons you'll have one car will come out and dominate it, and all it then becomes is the two teammates. Who's going to win out of the two teammates? So this is why I put so much emphasis on Red Bull and Ferrari being so close, because for them to be on to independently develop these cars and come out of the box and say this is what we've spent 2 years developing, and them to come out and say this is what we've spent 2 years, and to be 15 thousandths of a second between them. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And listen, if Mercedes can get in that fight as well, we've got a classic season on our hands. 10 minutes to go in Q2 then. Here comes Kevin Magnussen to the line. Pops up into the top 10 then for Kevin Magnussen. And this is all about being in the top 10 to survive and get through to the pole position shootout. So far so good for Kevin Magnussen. Here come the Alpines then. Fernando Alonso pops up into P5. Like I was saying before, P5's anybody's. P5 is anybody's game today. Oh, look at the rear end sparking then for Esteban Ocon through the final sector. Really, giving it everything over the curbs through that rapid swimming pool section. Ocon across the line then. P9. Still alive. It's still alive. Oh, he'll be back on there. He'll be going. Oh, we're up and down the numbers on them channels. Tell you now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2. You never know where he's going to pop up next. Here we are then, Valtteri Bottas. Oh, it's nice. Right against the barriers. Go on then, Valtteri. To the line. Needs to get out of that bottom 5. 12th of the minute. Stays P12. Not a good sign. Moving forward for Valtteri Bottas. In danger of being knocked out. He's still got time left. There's still 8 minutes to go before the positions are locked in for those bottom 5. It needs to improve though, does Valtteri. Here comes Max Verstappen to the line then to improve. Does improve but stays 4th. Wow. Yeah, Martin Brundle saying it is the story that. It does seem to be the story that Perez has got it. Perez is got the pace of the Ferraris. This seems to be the general story. Perez has got the pace of the Ferraris and Verstappen's just 3 tenths off. Leclerc goes quickest then, 2 tenths quickest. But yeah, it does seem to be the way, especially in practice this morning and what we've seen in Q1. It does seem to be the way that Perez can match the Ferraris. Verstappen just a quarter of a second behind that. You know, 1/3 of a second off. But, you know, listen, Max can pull it all together at the end of Q3. And smack it on pole. You never know. He'll be asleep, Sauce. Trust me, bro. Yeah. Sums it up. It's like me with my Madman predictions yesterday going, Hamilton's going to win. Sauce. Trust me, bro. Yeah. No, I was too much hype when I was too much hype off the back of Spain, me thinking Mercedes are in it. Then it comes on in Monaco going Hamilton for the win. And then this is before the cars have even gone out on track. They go out on track on Friday. I'm watching it like nah, I'm in the bin here. They're a second off the pace again. I'm in the bin. You never know though. Russell did pull out some kind of a lap in Q1 though. He was only like 2 tenths off the pace, so listen. Anything can happen in the streets of Monaco, and especially if we get rain tomorrow. But the thing is, you don't want too much. The thing is, it's a difficult one, rain, because you don't want too much where it's just like red flagged and it's delayed, and like you get like a Belgium last season kind of situation where everyone's in the pit, so we're going to race, is it delayed, are we going to do it? You don't want that much rain, but you just want a little shower, a little bit of a drizzle one. You know? As they say in Spanish, chippy chippy. We just want a bit of chippy chippy. Little bit of drizzle. That will do us superbly for the race tomorrow. But if you start having big downpours, then, you know, they'll again, like I was saying before, they'll smash that emergency button, mate. Boom, red flag, and then, you know, they kill it. They kill the game then. So you just want to sprinkle of a little shower tomorrow. You know, 10-15 minutes before the race starts, a little bit of a shower. Ooh. All panicking. Do we go to Winters? Do we go to Winters? Or do we stay on slicks? Yeah, that's when you get the good rate. That's when Monaco will come alive. If the teams 10 minutes before the start don't know if they're going on Inters, full wets or slicks, and you get some drivers gambling on a slick tyre, some on Inters, then all bets are off. I'm fully up for that. I'm going to switch this on tomorrow. I'm going to switch on the Grand Prix tomorrow, and it's Martin Brundle going, all umbrellas are all up, mate. That's what I want to see tomorrow. I want to switch on the coverage tomorrow and just see umbrellas everywhere. Be like, get in. Now we're talking. Watch it be a sunny day and I'll be like, nah. 78 laps. But yeah, 3 minutes to go in Q2 as I've been waffling on about how much I want it to rain tomorrow. 3 minutes to go in Q2. And Hamilton bailing out of a lap then. He needs to improve there in P7. We're on board with Daniel Ricciardo, who definitely needs to improve 2.6 seconds off the pace. Looks like he's on a better lap now then. Round the last couple of corners for Daniel Ricciardo. Round Anthony Nogues. Don't clip the inside there. Nice on the curb on the left-hand side. To the line. Only P10 for Daniel Ricciardo. He's in serious danger of being knocked out here. Yes, Lewis, how we doing, bro? You join me on a weather waffle. No, I'm back in the room now. Back in the room. Norris pops up into P4 then, putting a flipping. Look at the gap between Norris and Ricciardo there. What is that? 0.8 of a second between Norris and Ricciardo. You can't have that much of a gap between you and your teammate. You just can't. You know, if it's more than... Listen, if it's more than a quarter of a second, it's a problem. If it's more than half a second, it's not. It's something not right. And if you're at 0.8 of a second behind your teammate, you ain't going to last long in the sport, put it that way. You ain't going to last long. Yeah, Daniel in some problem there, needs to improve in P11 in the drop zone at the moment then with a minute and a half to go. Ricciardo 11th, Vettel 12th, Kevin Magnussen in the Haas 13th, Bottas, who's had a great start to the season, had a great first 6 races, needs to improve here to if he's got any hopes of getting any points this weekend. He needs to pull a lap out of the bag now and keep his streak going. I think he's had like an 8th, a 6th, a 5th. A flipping Bottas had a great start, but he's in trouble here, P14 at the minute. And Mick Schumacher last of all at the moment. As Russell pops up into P6. Magnussen P10 then pushes Ocon down. Schumacher improves, but only to P13. And he'll have one more go. And he doesn't look like he's on it. That's it. Mick Schumacher's definitely out then. Whoa, he's nearly completely stopped there, going up the hill. Obviously, moving out of the way for someone is Mick Schumacher, but 13th at best for Mick Schumacher then in Monaco. You're going to struggle to get points from there. He might even be pushed down by Vettel and Bottas if they both improve, so it's going to be a tough one for your man Mick Schumacher. Ricciardo improves, but Stays 11th. Ocon then. P6. And LP not looking too bad. I think I had him in my original predictions. I had Ocon podium. I thought I was losing my mind, but I might have been onto something. Ocon onto P6. Mercedes not looking great then. P7 and 8. Wow. Russell's in trouble. Russell's in trouble here. Because you've got Hamilton 7th. Vettel's just improved to P8. Russell P9. Here we are, cut to Valtteri Bottas across the line. 12th doesn't improve. This might save Russell. Tsunoda doesn't improve. Stays 11th. So Tsunoda out. Bottas out. Schumacher out. Where's Ricciardo? I think it's done. I think it's done. I don't think Ricciardo's gonna finish another flying lap. And I think that's it. Alonso just about survives. George Russell just about survives then. So, bottom 5 and knocked out in Q2 then. Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Bottas P12 then for Alfa Romeo. He'll be on the charge tomorrow. Kevin Magnussen P13. Daniel Ricciardo 14th. Mick Schumacher last in that session. P15 for Mick. Sebastian Vettel then with a big lap up into the top 10 pole position shootout for 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Get in. He's put it all on the line there. I'd have loved to see an onboard of that lap. He's gone for it. Ended up Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Ocon, Hamilton, Vettel, Russell, Alonso, all in the pole position shootout, which is going to be in about 5 minutes. But yeah, Vettel has pulled some kind of a lap out of the bag there. Fair play, man. And yeah, when they come back from this ad break, it's going to get real. Who's your money on then, guys? Is it Leclerc? I'm going Perez. You know, I'd love to see him get pole. You know, like I said before, show the team that he's not a pushover. He's not just a backup. He's not just a number 2. You know, like Mark Webber said all them years ago in at the British Grand Prix when he won, I think 2009. He said, "Not bad for a number 2 driver." Ooh, not bad. No, 2010, I think. Not bad for a number 2 driver, said Mark Webber 12 years ago. And if Perez puts it on pole today, he might be on the radio saying, "Not bad for a number 2 driver." No, he probably won't say that. It's a bit cheeky. But I hope he does it, and I hope he shows everybody that he's in this championship fight, because he still is. You know, they shouldn't have given him the team. They shouldn't have given Perez the team orders in Spain. Nah, not in round 6 when you're like 15 points behind your teammate. Not on that. So yeah, I hope Perez can pull it out of the bag. He'll have a job to beat the Ferrari. So he'll have a job to beat Charles Leclerc. If Leclerc puts together, you know, if Leclerc wrings the neck of that Ferrari and gets every single 10th out of it, he's your man. At home as well, gives him the best chance. But I was seeing in the build-up before that Leclerc's not even crossed the finish line in his professional racing career in Monaco since, like, even back to his like Formula 2 days and stuff. He's not seen the checkered flag at home in Monaco through one reason or another. DNF, you know, crashing out. So Leclerc needs to break it, because it's starting to become a bit of a Monaco curse. I tell you what, if he crashes out of this one tomorrow, mate, it is definitely a Monaco curse. So he needs to, for the championship as well. You know, you got Max Verstappen on a big roll. He's won the last 3 races, last 4 if you include the sprint race at Imola. You know, Verstappen's on a massive roll. Leclerc needs this win, and he's probably your favourite man for pole. I'm going Max. Is it Matty? Max can pull it out of the bag. Max can pull it out of the bag. If he does, if Max does pull it out of the bag, wow. Because he's, you know, it does seem like he's sort of that third of a second off the pace of Perez and the two Ferraris. So if Max can pull it out of the bag, then wow, he's really pushed it to the limit. You could say at Renault, his first year at McLaren was more about the car, but no, it might just be the driver. Yeah, man. It's a weird one, Daniel Ricciardo. It is a weird one because he was. It's like where do you rate Daniel Ricciardo now? You know, because you ask the fans 4 years ago, you ask people 4 years ago, and you rank him in that championship winning elite, you know, that championship potential elite group, you know, with your Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, you know, you could name one or two others, but you'd be putting Ricciardo in that, saying, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo right up there. Massive potential to win a championship, you know. But if you were to ask people today, where does Daniel Ricciardo rank? He's slipping, isn't it? He's slipping. He's certainly slipped down the rankings in my mind. Anyway, the past couple of years, and you just think, did the Red Bull really suit him? Was he happier in Red Bull? You know, he's moved to a couple of teams. He went to Renault, didn't quite work out there. I think Renault promised Ricciardo the world and didn't deliver. Moved on from there, a big opportunity in McLaren, and then pulls off a win in Monza. You know, so you can't just say he's completely out of it and he's never going to get to those heights that he was 4 or 5 years ago, because he pulled off a win in Monza. So it's a confusing one, Daniel Ricciardo, but he's certainly not had the results and the pace and the, you know, that Lando Norris has had the last couple of years, and it is puzzling. Here we go then for the traffic jam at the pit lane exit for Q3. This is, and it genuinely is, I'm not just saying this because I am a fan of Formula One, but this is genuinely one of the best sporting spectacles in the world, because you're seeing the world's best drivers driving the world's fastest cars on the world's most difficult circuit, and driving at and sometimes beyond the limit. This is what it's all about in Monaco. You know, I'm not going to waffle on about some tangent. I'm gonna really watch this qualifying, because seeing cars on the limit in Q3 in Monaco, yeah, it is a genuine wow. Oh, is it? Oh no, the green screen, it was probably because the adverts were on. Now far, and it was probably because the adverts were on and the colours are weird, but it should be alright now. Oh yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it, there? Oh, never mind. You'll live with it now. Yes, Dan, how are we doing? 10th maybe Ricciardo best. Can name at least 9 better. Yeah. That's it. He's slipping down the order. Anyway, you've got Leclerc on a flying lap then. This is Q3 in Monaco. Look at how the outside wheel bounces round Mirabeau. Weird one. Yeah, full lock round Lowe's hairpin. Through the tunnel then, Charles Leclerc. He's going to be the first one. Oh, it is bad, isn't it, that? Don't know why. What about if I had a bit more light? That might have solved me green screen. Round the last corner then for Charles Leclerc, gunning for pole. First lap time on the board, then 11.3. That's a hell of a lot quicker than they were going in Q2. 11.3 is rapid, man. Here comes Carlos Sainz to the line then. Can he get anywhere near that? No, 11.6. Wait, let me get the... yeah, have we got the timings up? Yellow flag sector 2. Oh, green flag again. I don't know what happened there in sector 2. But Perez, quarter of a second off it then in P3. Look at that then. Sainz, Perez and Verstappen have virtually set exactly the same... Sainz, Perez and Verstappen have virtually set exactly the same lap time. Leclerc beating them all by a quarter of a second. Here comes Lewis then round Portier. Through the tunnel, flat out. Out into the sunlight, down the hill into the Nouvelle chicane then for Lewis Hamilton. This is critical to get a good banker lap in before your final attempt in a few minutes. Oh, it's nice round there. Right up against the barrier on the exit. There's a Ferrari in the way there. Get out of the way. Round Raskas, and Leclerc does get out of the way for Lewis Hamilton. Round the final corner then to the line. Go on, Lewis. Get in amongst it. Get in amongst it. No, you can't. 12.5. That's over a second off. 1.1 seconds off the pace. Here's George Russell then. What can he do? P7. A tenth slower than his teammate. Mercedes 6th and 7th at the minute then. Lando Norris up there in P5. Like I was saying, P5's anybody's game today. Look at the gap between the top 4 and then P5. You're talking 8 tenths of a second between Verstappen in P4 and then Norris in P5. You've really got a League 1, League 2 situation here. You've got a Premier League and you've got a Championship here. And the Premier League is Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Verstappen, and then you've got everybody else in a different postcode. Whoa. Alonso beats that then. Like we're saying, this P5's up for grabs. Alonso takes that for now because it's a massive gap. And Alonso P5 at the minute. So it's Leclerc from, like we're saying, Sainz, Perez and Verstappen. Really, really evenly matched 2nd through 4th. Here comes Perez on another lap, but middle sector's nowhere near it. But yeah, Leclerc's pulled together a big lap there. You know, mate, no mistake, Leclerc's pulled out a big lap there, 11.3. And Perez backed out of that one. Thinks better of it. So it'll go down to the final attempts then. 5 minutes to go. In qualifying, they'll all dive into the pits now. Brand spanking new sets of soft tyres on, and they'll go for one more lap at the end of the session. Shouldn't be playing up anymore, Farhan. It is a pain though. Try to get the lighting right, so not bloody. Well, yeah, Alonso would be absolutely thrilled with that up in there, up in P5. Mega. It's about time. I tell you what, it's about time that Fernando Alonso had a bit of a good look and exceeded expectations. It's about time Alonso exceeded expectations and did bag a good result here. And then from P5 in Monaco, you can pick up a decent amount of points tomorrow in the race. Whoa. Verstappen nearly losing the rear end in turn 1. They're so close up against the barrier. The exit of Saint-Devote. Round Casino. Wow, he's having to wrestle the car, man. And look at how close they dipped that inside wheel into Mirabeau. It's crazy. They literally millimetres from that inside. They ride the curb there as well. Nice round Portier. I don't think this lap's going to get Max Verstappen pole, however good it looks though. On board. Oh, he's on the limit, man. That camera angle when you see him on the exit of that swimming pool chicane, man, they come absolutely steaming in at full guns. It's just a sporting marvel, seriously. Half a second off then for Max Verstappen. He'll improve from that. Lando Norris with full lock round. Raskas. Oh, I'm sure he clipped the rear end then. Lando Norris out of the final corner. Goes up to P5. If he didn't touch the wall then with the rear left tyre, it must have been millimetres. Because he got oversteer. Listen, you're already on a curb that's like 30 centimetres wide anyway. And then he's lost the rear end. You're talking, if he's not clipped the wall there, that's extremely close. And it's Alonso that it's Norris that now takes P5 off Fernando Alonso. Then here's George Russell bouncing over the curbs there on the exit round the last couple of corners. George Russell, can he pull the lap time out of the bag? His personal best, sector 1 and sector 2. Go on then, George. P6 for George Russell. 6th and 8th for Mercedes. 7th and 10th for Alpine. Yes, Josh. You fade, yeah. You can't stay awake forever, can you? Oh, this looks on the limit from Charles Leclerc. Cut to Leclerc at the Casino Square. Absolutely on the limit. And he's purple sector 1. Fastest of anybody. Could this be the pole position lap? Look, he's got the inside wheel off the floor round Lowe's hairpin. Wow, this is fantastic. Yeah. Oh, there's a spin there, was there? That looked like a Red Bull in the wall there. And it is! Oh no! Oh! Chaos! Oh, it's absolute chaos. That is the end of qualifying. I think Perez put it in the wall. The Ferrari's hit that. Wow, Leclerc gets pole by default. Wow. Just as it cut away from that, you just seen a Red Bull slide into a wall. I was like, did I just see that? Yeah. Look at this pile up. Aye, that's an expensive... Oh, and Fernando's crashed as well. What has gone on? That is... What a way to end quali. Everyone in the wall. Everyone in the wall for the end of quali. That's how we like it round Monaco. Yeah, no, Perez has binned it, and then Sainz tried to avoid Perez. I think it's hit him. Meanwhile, Alonso's crashed down at... Alonso's hit the wall at Mirabeau as well. And Leclerc with a clean lap gets pole. He probably would have got pole anyway, but damn. Damn, son. Wow. Great way to end. Yeah, everyone just smashed it. Everyone just wrapped it up. Listen, Matty, everyone bottled it, lad. About 6 of them bottled it. Game over. Session will not be resumed. That is it. Charles Leclerc on pole. So, means that it is a Ferrari 1-2 on the grid tomorrow. Perez from 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Norris 5th. I mean, what a way to end. A weird end to quali. You know, the quali ended with a crash last year as well. Yeah, last year, or the year before, one of the Monaco Grand Prix was cancelled. It was either last year or the year before. Leclerc hit the wall and still got pole position. So that's kind of the way qualifying ends in recent years. Here we go then. Here we go for a few replays. Oh yeah, and Perez has lost the rear end. Oh, and then Sainz. Sainz tried to avoid it. Sainz must have seen it right. Sainz must have seen it the last second. Tried to avoid it, and here we go then for Perez. Yeah, he just loses rear end. Bang! And then Sainz will be the next one along. And there comes Sainz. Boom! Bloody hell. Wow. Wow, that's a mad one, that. But yeah, anyway, that's it. I'm not going to waffle on anymore. Charles Leclerc on pole position from Sainz. Then the 2 Red Bulls. Norris, Russell, Alonso. Alonso ahead of Hamilton. Then Hamilton ended up 8th. Vettel 9th. Ocon 10th. Wow, guys. Ended up in a pile-up. A pile-up in Monaco. But yeah, sorry about the if there was green screen issues halfway through. I wasn't even really looking at the stream. I was so engrossed in what was going on and waffling on about this, that and the other that I didn't even notice the screen. So apologies if there was like all this was flickering and all the rest of it. I try and improve that. It is a difficult one to get it bang on. But yeah, apologies if there was any technical issues there. But listen, guys, join me tomorrow for the Monaco Grand Prix. Starts at 2 PM UK time. I will be live 10 to 2. Yeah, listen, drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream, because it really does help me out with YouTube. And listen, if you're Formula 1 fan, like I say, get yourself subscribed and live every single quali, every single race of the 2022 Formula 1 World Championship. Peace out. See you later, guys.